viewers, my name's Cara. I'm your host for Tuesdays on the Pagan Perspective, and I just got back from class because I am not used to making videos on Tuesdays anymore since we've had a couple of weeks off. So I apologize, this is going to be very late. I'm actually heading to dinner, and then I have auditions tonight for our show, so wish me luck. Good luck, preferably, thank you. This week we are answering two questions which both revolve around living your path. I'm going to put the two questions in the description to this video so that you can read the context yourself, so that I can save a few seconds by not having to read the questions before I answer them. So, without further ado, roll the intro. Okay, the first question we are answering is basically, insert name of your path here. Is it a religion, a lifestyle, or both? And why? There are lots of different definitions of religion. The one that I found yesterday when I was actually looking it up for a conversation that I was having with someone via comments on the interwebs was that religion is a set of cultural ideals or cultural customs, a set of beliefs, a worldview that people have in common, which relates humanity to spirituality, and oftentimes also talks about the nature, concept, and purpose of the world. So kind of like, you know, the way we understand why things are the way they are and stuff like that is a religion. And so obviously things are legally recognized as religions, and I think that anything that is a set of beliefs about how we relate to deity or not, as the case may be, I still consider that a religion. Some of the other definitions that I see right here, as I just googled it, are belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods, details of belief as taught or discussed, the service and worship of God or the supernatural, commitment or devotion to religious beliefs, etc. Lots of different definitions, but basically, yes, I would consider my path a religion, and I would also consider it a lifestyle. And I did a video on this somewhat recently called Being Witch. It's on my personal channel. I will link to it here. Someone requested that I talk about what about my life, what about my path kind of is part of my everyday life, and what do I do? And I know that we did a topic here a week on Pagan Perspective about daily rituals. I will also put my video there. I will link that one. But this video, the Being Witch video, is just a little bit more of like all of the things that I do in my mundane life that I also see as having magical meaning. And so for me, my path is definitely a religion and a lifestyle, and that's because it fits my definition of a religion. It's the way that I relate to my deities, I don't know. I don't even know how I normally pronounce that. Bleh. Preparing for an audition. I can speak. And it's also a lifestyle because it's something that affects the way that I live. It has to do with how I live. My beliefs flow throughout my entire existence, and that's what that video is about. This ties right into the next question, which you can read the full context down there, but basically, Witchy Boy 20, yes, I have that problem a lot. I have pretty much always had that problem because it's difficult, because I didn't grow up following a pagan or Wiccan path. I have to kind of transition and get used to celebrating different things at different times and making time for it, and especially because it's something that's not so like ingrained in society, like it's still thought of as weird by a lot of people. It's hard for me to know, like, okay, well, where can I go to do this? Things like that. My roommate is okay with it. I'm in my room right now. She's not here. But my roommate's okay with it, but would I want to, like, you know, ask her to leave so I could do a ritual on that day or whatever? You know, so it's just, sometimes it's just difficult to do it even when you think about it. But yeah, most of the time I also forget. And so what are my tips for dealing with that? I don't really know because I still struggle with it. But basically what normally happens with me is I normally forget about it, and then if it comes up and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't do that thing. If I have the time and, you know, if I can prepare things quickly enough, I'll just do it the next day or a couple days later, because I think that, you know, a couple days around that time still sort of has the power of that season along with it. So I try to make up for it a couple days later if I have to. Just kind of like sometimes you have a party for your birthday, not on your birthday. And then other times I just have to let it go because I'm too busy, or I forgot and it's been too long, or there's just no way I can, I don't know, there's just no way that I can do it. So I just say, I'll get the next one. And, you know, I miss a lot of them still. I miss a lot of Sabbats, and I don't do a lot of ritual because I'm in a really busy point of my life. I'm living on campus. I'm taking classes every day. I have rehearsals in the evening, stuff like that. So, you know, I keep saying when I have my own house, yada, 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 it'll be better, I'll do more. Do I know if that's going to happen? I would like that to happen. I don't know if it'll actually happen. I don't think that I'm just being lazy, but I could be making excuses. I could be making more time to do things. And so I think, yeah, I mean, I put it on my calendar. I try to look ahead. You can do things like that. And I think really for me, just being online, talking to you people on here, talking to people on other kinds of websites that where people talk about witchy related things a lot helps me keep it in mind. And so I remember like months ahead of time people are preparing for things a month in advance, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's coming up, maybe I should do something. Yeah, so yes, I have that problem. I'm not sure if I can yet correct it like that. But that's my video for the week. I have to go to dinner and go to my audition, so I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you very much for watching and maybe checking out the other videos that I linked as well, and I will see you when I see you next week. I already said this, but thank you very much for watching, and blessed be.